Welcome all to our presentation for the DevCon 2025 about our Bühler web services, advanced Plant3D and ACC automations on large scale. So today for you will speak Jaroslav on the right side, then Martin and me, Giuseppe. We will speak today about these topics. So first we will introduce ourselves. Then we will show you the customer challenge. Then we will introduce you to the project and we will show you which outcome we reach for the business, outlook, what's up next, and at the end, a video of the complete solution. So let's step to the introduction. So I will give you some facts about Bühler and myself. Next slide. So myself, I'm Giuseppe Ferra. I'm working as an IT architect in the plant engineering division at Bühler. I'm also product owner for all the solutions in the plant engineering. I have a deep expertise in digital solution, and I was the main figure in introducing the Autodesk products at Bühler. So some figures to you about Bühler so that you can understand what we are doing and which challenges we have. So we have around about 12,500 employees. We are spread all over the world, 140 countries. We have a turnover about 3 billion, and we invest out 5% of our turnover in innovation. We are family owned, so we are not on the stock. Next slide. We at Bühler produce a lot of products, and as you can see, we produce so many products with our Bühler solution that you will hit or use a product every time of the day. So in the morning, like morning reading the newspaper, or when you use your lipstick, drink coffee, so eating spaghetti or drinking beer. So all these kind of products are examples of products that are created out of Bühler solutions. Next slide. We are also really spread in a lot of technologies and sections. So we are really deep in food. So you can see different kind of food areas where we have solution for processing the materials. We are also in feed of animal, really deep. And also we have machineries and solutions for advanced materials, so die casting. We also have coatings of different materials. We also provide solutions for batteries and energy storage. Next slide. That was all from Bühler side. Now let's introduce also the guys of iLabs and what they are doing.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you, Giuseppe. I will take over from now. Before we start, I will shortly introduce myself, which is on the next slide. My name is Martin Ločka. I'm development engineer and CEO of the company iLabs, which I've also founded with one of other partners. I'm expert in digital planning with focus on implementation of complex projects and customer requirements. And I'm also lecturer at Hochschule Luzern in the program Digital Construction with focus on scripting. And now about iLabs. We are a team of 15 specialists focusing on different fields around architecture, engineering, and construction. We are founded in 2018 in Switzerland. And as I said, our focus is mainly architecture, engineering, construction, programmatic data management, but also related fields. For example, we have a lot of customers in, let's say, pharma industry, food producers like Bühler and some others. Our main important tools is our own proprietary framework, IO framework, which we use for our rapid software development, and IO Sync, which I will introduce later. We are certified Autodesk Forge or APS, respectively, since many years, and we are quite unique that we also connect Esri expertise, and we are Esri certified partner, which gives us the opportunity to connect GIS and BIM technologies. And we are also partnering with Siemens and bringing some of their key processes into the live and real practice. Besides of that, we have also ISO 9001 and 27001 certifications for quality management and information security. Now I will show you a little bit more about our tools which we are using, Jaroslav. Well, and our company iLabs focuses on 3 branches. Custom software for architecture, engineering, and construction, which basically means web and standalone application development, which we are doing in-house with our IO framework, which helps us deliver rapidly developed solutions with cost savings due to effective support. And it means also tailored made architecture engineering solution workflows that fits our customers' needs. The second branch is GIS, BIM, and digital twin processes, basically where everything turns around 3D model, which is handled as a single source of truth. And the third branch is data processing with our proprietary B2B product IO Sync, which basically automates data processes. It starts with project migration, project synchronizations, scheduled or in real time, backups, and archiving across CDEs. We cover, of course, ACC, BIM 360 Docs, and BIM 360 Field, but also other software producers like SharePoint, Google Drive, Dalux, Think Project, and many others. This IO Sync contains AI-powered tools for metadata enrichment and to read them out. And we also use it to understand the content of 2D drawings, like amount of the building objects in the file. So that's basically it, and I'm gonna hand over to Jaroslav.
Well, hello everyone, my name is Jaroslav Deníček. I'm a backend developer since 2010, and in iLabs company I'm currently about now 7 years. So here I'm also Chief Production Officer and recently a partner. I'm the guy mainly responsible for bringing this whole solution to life, and I also work with the Forge APIs, or nowadays it's called Autodesk APIs since 2016. So that was a little about me. And now let's giving the word back to Jose.
Thank you, Jaroslav. So let me introduce to our project. Next slide. So we at Bühler, we have some figures that we have to fit in our solution. So we are producing 10,000 PDFs per month. We have more than 2,000 new projects every year. So we have a vast amount of projects. We have 900 engineers, so heavy user, and 300 project managers that are working daily with the tools. Next slide. And with that figures, we have 6 challenges identified. So we have to manage our attributes easily. We have to fulfill our drawing frames with automatic solution. We have to create a lot of projects, as you see, 2,000 in the year, so we don't want to create them manually. Then we have to adjust a lot of identical attributes for drawings and values. So therefore, we need a lot of time. Then we need a solution to create PDFs, so not manually. When you have to create 10,000 PDFs per month, then manually it's not really a solution. And we need a standardized file name generation so that we have the same file standard all over the world for the company. And therefore, the iLabs solution came in place, and I will hand over to my colleagues.
Thank you, Jose, for the word. Now I'm going to introduce the solution architecture of our process or solution. So first, we have a client side. There is AutoCAD Plant3D plugin. This plugin is already used by 900 users from totally 1,200 users who are using the whole solution. Then there is the cloud part, which is divided into parts. First part, Bühler Web Services, which is, or iLabs Web Services, which is hosted in Bühler virtual machine. And it contains two main components: ACC synchronization services and site scanner. This part basically runs the whole custom integration, as you will see from Jaroslav. And the third part is, of course, ACC Construction or Autodesk Construction Cloud, ACC, where we can use Forge APIs and design automation for AutoCAD or Plant3D, respectively. Some interesting facts about this solution. So as you heard before, we have now about 1,200 users actively using the project. We have in total 1,400 projects, and there are 2,000 projects, 2,000 new projects planned per year. And now we are processing about 2,500 documents per day. By processing, I mean creating automatically PDFs from DWG, automatically assigning attributes or other modification of the document based on the reviews. We have touched about 50,000 files since the beginning of the project, and we expect massive ramp up in amount of files automatically processed every day. Just a quick overview. Our solution aggregates and caches data from all projects which Bühler is using in ACC. It provides a simplified tree view of folders and files together with attributes that can be found on any level, including project itself. And it allows users or the managers to maintain or manage the users efficiently. Attributes values on drawing frames in one view without clutter. It allows users working with multiple projects simultaneously and search over them. And it enables creating collaboration-ready 3D Plant projects, so automatic project creation of Plant3D projects in ACC. So this is like a rough overview, and my colleague Jaroslav is gonna tell you or show you some more specific examples on his slides. Here is just a rough overview of the tools we are using or technical challenges we had. So we are using data management API, webhooks API, ACC API, design automation API, and Plant3D SDK. And we have faced few challenges in this project. So basically, the biggest one is to maintain a shadow copy of all projects, most up to date. By all projects, I mean not only projects, but all other categories and multiple data objects which are used in ACC. We had to solve rate limiting of Autodesk APIs, actually of 4 of them, which we've managed in several ways, which will be later described in detail by Jaroslav. And design automation and review process, which is very well solved in ACC, but to handle it programmatically, it was kind of challenging for us, but we have handled it very well, I guess. But maybe the most interesting technical challenge which we have faced is actually the amount of data which we had to be processed. So we have tested to be sure that our system is stable with 4,000 projects and respective amount of users. And yeah, this testing was very comprehensive, and we did it very detailed, in a detailed way. So I think we have a really good and stable working setup now. Now, Jaroslav, you can take over and show us some more details from the implementation.
Okay, thank you, Martin. So now we are looking at Plant3D, where our plugin is loaded. And this plugin, as was said earlier, is being used with 900 users at this point, and is distributed within the whole organization. So what this plugin is bringing to the user, it mainly enforces the company naming standards. And it basically means that when a new document is created, it does have a temporary name, and once this document is being sent to the server, it gets its official unique name that will stand forever from that moment on. Next thing that this plugin brings is that it synchronizes drawing frames. As you see in the corner of the drawing, there is this table with some information in it, basically saying what this drawing is about, who did it, when he did it, and who was doing the review of the drawing and stuff like that. And all this information has to be kept somewhere, and that's where our solution comes in. So in the iLabs web services, we store all this information that is being filled in here into the drawing frame. So this plugin provides this functionality that it will automatically synchronize those drawing frames once the drawing is open. And also it provides some additional tooling for dealing with drawing duplicates, and one of the major things also that allows to create collaboration ready projects. So on this slide, what we can see is that as I was speaking earlier, when we create a new drawing, we assigned a specific discipline. In this case, it's a civil layout drawing, which is type of drawing for designing roads and some communications. And in this case, what we need to achieve is that in the scope of the whole project, this file will have a unique number. So once we create that file, it will have this temporary name like civ_01. When we check it in, it gets renamed to the final name. Now we are moving to the web application, the iLabs web services. And what we are looking currently at is the project selector page, where we can see the list of all the projects. We can search here, and the user can select one or more projects to work with. That's the basic difference against the ACC, that a user can use the multiple projects to be work at the same time. We can search over them and stuff like that. And one of those challenges here was making it available every time the new project is being created, this list will get automatically updated. Also keeping the shadow copy on the background with having all the people who can access the project correct. Now we are looking at the tree view, which is the most important page of the whole web application, is where you can see the very simplified view of what is normally being seen in ACC, in document management. And as you see, it's being simplified in a way that you don't have to deal with all those symbol settings, extra folders that are not relevant to your project. So all the configuration files and additional clutter is not being present here. And also, since it is a tree view, you can always scroll to the right, so you can see all the attributes. And one of the main advantages is that you can define attributes for levels that you cannot define in ACC. In ACC, you can always assign attribute only to folders, but here you can assign also to project level and to file level. So as I said, user can search through these nodes. He can collapse folder, fold them, and configure visibility of the attributes. He can also navigate to ACC from every level of the tree. So it doesn't matter whether it's a folder or whether it's a file. He can open the exact similar view that is reflecting the folder or the file or the whole project. So now we can see how a user can modify a certain attribute. So he simply clicks on the cell and in the table writes new value or select the new value from the dropdown. Then he selects a scope of the change, which in this case could be just the current cell or all the nested cells, meaning going from that level to the nested levels. So let's say that if you are on the folder and the folder has 10 files, it will, if you do the change on the folder level, this will also modify all the files with the same value. What we also allow here is to, let's say that you need to set 10 different files to the same value of a certain attribute. You can do it also by simply selecting the rows using a control plus click, and then you can set the value. So this is the interesting part here, is where the magic happens, and this is how the whole transformation is being configured. So basically, we have on the left side, we can see the site levels, which are given as requested by Bühler. And it simply defines the levels that they want to work with. Then we set up certain rules, how those levels will be recognized in the ACC. So let's say that the site is quite clear. Then we have, let's say, let's see, it's quite small, orthos, and the orthos has the discipline level, and that discipline level, it doesn't match just one folder, it simply matches all the folders that are within orthos. But also, since there are other folders, there has to be certain ruling that will simply filter all those unnecessary folders out. Then on the right side, we have the table of the attributes, which are completely custom user-defined, and those attributes are translated to up to 6 languages. Okay. So now we are on attribute definitions page where we can define how certain attributes will be mapped to given levels. And those levels represents usually a folder or a set of folders in ACC, and those folders are being identified based on a rule. So those folders can have those, sorry, got it out, please. Those attributes can have 3 types of value. Usually it's a string, number, or a dropdown. The dropdowns are being translated into 6 languages, which is also possible to define here. Now we are moving to the reviews, which is one of the most important thing about the whole project development. So when the drawing is being finished, it goes to a review by a second party, which either confirms it or not. When it's being confirmed, then it can go to processing, it can go to customer, and then it gets archived. So in this case, the review is being submitted, and while it's submitted, the webhooks are being intercepted, and that's the place where the design automation takes over. And one of the main challenges here is to determining the correct revision, and also making sure that there is no other design automation that is possibly still not being processed. Because if that would happen, that would mean that the final file might not be the exact file that we expect there to be. So this is a design automation monitoring page, which looks like this, and it's telling us that a certain job that currently has this only one drawing, but there can be multiple, is running, and once it's finished, it will either mean that the file that has been produced by the review is successfully updated, or in certain cases it can fail, and this is what this page is for, that it can be restarted, or in case it's beyond repair, it can be cancelled. If you go back to the tree view, we can also see the history for the files. So the version history, we can see the review history and the design automation history. So we can see what was all the reviews that were done on a certain file, what was all the design automation job that was done on a specific file, by who and when. So here we can see the updated frame, drawing frame, and as a last module, here we have the scanning monitoring, which is a part of the system that is responsible for providing the most up-to-date data. So here we have the 2 parts of the backend that are competing against each other. We have a data pump, which is this scanner, and then we have the webhook processor. Sometimes webhooks might not be coming, or there might be a tiny outage for several minutes, and in that case, all those webhooks that would be missing, and or that would came too late afterwards, might not be still processed, and the data would be outdated. In that case, we can trigger the rescan of the project. We can see who triggered it and how long does it already take, or if we do not need it anymore, we can kill it. So now I will hand the word back to Martin.
Thank you, Jaroslav. In that part of the presentation, we would like to show that our integration really seamlessly integrates other important parts of Bühler ecosystem. The focus here is Commons, which is plant engineering software, which Bühler uses for other planning tasks. We have integrated it that ACC works as CDE for all files. It assigns specific plan numbers which are used in the whole ecosystem. I don't want to describe the whole setup, but there is a Bühler Commons instance, and which contains our DLLs, which enhance the Commons functionality. There is a iLabs service in Commons web server, which uses the DLL and communicates through Commons REST API with the rest of the Commons system. And this iLabs web service also fetches data from iLabs web services and returns it back. iLabs web services again communicate with ACC and sends and uploads data from there. If you go to the next slide, we can see some details what we have done. So as I said, we have delivered two parts: DLL as a Commons plugin in Fire and Forget system. There is also service, continuously running service in the Commons web server. And this solution is responsible for generating unique document numbers based on the input parameters through IOES. So basically, our system guarantees that there is a unique document number everywhere, which follows certain Bühler logic. And it uploads the files into ACC through IOES. So we have a strictly fulfilled the single source of truth system or principle. And it stores the uploaded file identifier back to Commons using Commons API. So yeah, this is basically the most critical part of the integration. So Jaroslav, you can sum up it from your perspective, the integration.
So the APIs used were already mentioned earlier. So now I could maybe elaborate a little bit on the technical challenges. So maintaining shadow copy, what does it mean is that we need to make sure that all the data that we have is complete and up to date. And how do we achieve it? Because scanning it is not fast enough. So we had to also employ the webhooks and combine those two together. And since it was bringing a lot of problems, we had to come with the way how to split those calls into certain streams and time it properly in so one doesn't block the another, and that when we are, for instance, loading one part, we can also load another data at the same time before certain other things finishes. Well, let's not get too much technical, but simply maintaining the shadow copy was one of the major challenges here, because there is a lot of rate limiting of the Autodesk APIs, and every time you hit HTTP 429, you get up to 50 seconds of basically a ban where you cannot call any other requests for the same endpoint. And then we have to decide when and how to load those data more efficiently, and what we do not have to load every time, something we can cache, something we cannot cache, depends. So we also asked Autodesk to raise the limits. They raised it a little bit, but still it was far from what we needed. Then another challenge was the design automation. and review processing. As Martin already said, the review already provides a very well functioning and almost complete set of tools, but what we need to add was the possibility of restarting the jobs and possibility of blocking certain jobs if there is a previous job that was not finished yet, because that would mess up the versions that are being archived. And as the last point is the load testing. The challenge here was to create a project generator that is generating all those custom attributes and files and making it fast enough so it will not take weeks. It still took a lot of time, but in the end, we had something over 4,000 projects, and each at the step, like we started testing at 500 and 1,000 and then 2,000 and 4,000. Each time we did a series of load tests. We measured the CPU load and response time until we got a satisfying result. What was the innovation of the solution that we brought is that we are now able to create the collaboration-ready projects. That was something that we need a little help from the Autodesk side, because those APIs in Plant3D are not exactly well documented. But in the end, we are able to create those projects without any problem. Also, what we achieved is that we are not working only in a single project scope. We are able to work in the whole hub scope at the same time. We can search the whole hub to find a specific file or a review or anything that we need to find. And the last thing, the data pump is something that we used also in the past for other projects. And it basically allows you to form the data and query the data the way you need without having to start crawling at the moment when you are curious about certain information.
So let's coming back to our challenges, and now here with the solutions. So we have now attribute inheritance, so we can inherit all the attributes and do not have to manage them always one by one. We have automated drawing frame competition, so that the frames are directly filled in with the attributes that we manage, and this in more than 6 languages. We have automated project creation and integration, so we can completely create projects in Plant3D and make them with the collaboration part of ACC all together. Next slide. Then we have a simple multi-edit tool of the values, so we can edit all the values together over projects without managing them one by one by hand. Then we have a really nice design automation so that we can create our PDFs and also DVF formats directly automated, so that we can work out our amount of 10,000 PDFs per month really easily. And the most important thing, we have a really good company-wide file name generation so that we can keep our standards together all over the world without any compliance issue. Next slide. So let's sum this up. So what we have end-to-end Plant3D and ACC integration. So we have seamless workflows from the beginning of the design to the final output. We have standard design drawings. So we have all over the world the same drawing outputs. And we have a consistency and the brand integrity. Then we have also improved quality and oversight. So we have a better project visibility over different projects. We can ensure our compliance, and we can ensure also our all required standards that we have, and we have a really good process quality. Then we have also significant time and cost savings. So due to the automatization, we can shorten the manually steps with a good automatization and stable tools. We have all automated PDF generation, and this in really short time, so in fractions of a second or more seconds when are bigger files, but they are really fast. And also compared to our last solution, that's a huge step. And through everything, we have time savings to attribute management, so that we have inheritance all over the hierarchically created structure. And after that, I hand over for the outlook back to the iLabs guys.
Thank you, Jose. So we are, of course, focusing on the next steps. And the next steps, next slide. The next steps will be global search, basically capability to perform advanced search across the whole hub. CRM integration, which connects Bühler's data and synchronizes it with projects in the CRM system. And the last one, which we intend to develop, is attribute value history, basically to see which users edited certain fields before and like have the possibility to follow it back. Well, we thank you a lot for this opportunity to present at Autodesk DevCon. And I would also like to thank Bühler for such an interesting and technically advanced projects and the willingness to do this extra step. And now we're gonna show you the video which shows the tool in action. So thanks again, and enjoy the rest of DevCon.